All right, it's July 7th, 2013, and you're watching Mods on Air.
2 FPS, 3 RPGs, and 5 sim-type games.
Yeah.
I think you'd be able to come up with one here.
I'm actually pulling this one hard. Ask all the people that need hacks to play Call of Duty.
I could hear you groaning
yeah.
inwardly every time Sin's mentioned. You just cringing.
Welcome everyone. Welcome to episode 384 of Mods on Air, bringing you the week in gaming news as modders, developers, and gamers ourselves. I am foyleman, and also on the show today we have with us Ham. Hello, Ham.
Hello.
Hello, Breezy. Breezy's with us too.
Hello.
And Stryder's with us. Hello, Stryder.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. So before we begin, let me remind you all that this show is recorded before a live audience, of which may be a part. Anyone can listen in and message about the topics as we discuss them. There may be some links in the chat window so you can see what we're talking about, but do be prepared for some adult language or themes or the like, because if that kind of stuff offends you, you should
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Exactly what I was gonna say.
Exactly. All right, so here in the States, July 4th weekend, and I think the news is also on vacation. So, yeah, so there isn't a whole lot going on. Plus, I think a few of us are a little tired. Yeah.
Yeah, I was at a party last night.
As was
A
I.
karaoke party.
Oh,
Oh.
and you still have your
Not the
voice.
best kind of party.
Did you have the time of your life?
No, but I should have sang that. Apparently, I absolutely nailed some Elton John song. People came up to me afterwards.
Oh,
And
wow.
they're like, yeah,
They asked you
that's your
home.
song. You should
That's
just had
your
all the
song.
karaoke. Yeah.
That's just, are you sure they were talking about your singing?
I hope so.
Oh my. Okay. So we have some things to talk about that are game related, not party related. Unless you want us to talk about parties all week, all this hour, we can probably figure that
Gang
out.
related?
Party time.
Gang related, yes.
Gang related.
The first gang that we want to mention here is going to be Microsoft. Microsoft says that they're going to be bringing 300 live TV channels to the Xbox 360. So those of you who really don't enjoy playing games, this is the console for you, because you'll be able to watch TV all you want and surf the internet, talk to your friends on Skype. You'll be good to go.
Yeah, this is your computer now. All they need is, like, I guess, what, Facebook maybe? And
That's got to be coming, right?
it may already be there. Facebook, Twitter, watch cable television and YouTube and stuff, all behind a paywall, a secondary paywall. And oddly enough, I really do think this is what most people use the computers for now. Everything is sort of like the internet consists of these 5 websites, and that's it.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, I can
see
see my
They seem
Xbox
to
now.
be backtracking, and now they've just gone, nah, we'll just continue what we were doing before. TV,
Yeah.
TV. Forget the games. Just watch TV.
Yeah. No, the thing is, I haven't read the article here, but I'm almost certain it's not like you're going to pay for Xbox Live and then you automatically get these channels. You probably have to be a cable TV subscriber as well.
Probably. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, which is kind of stupid. Then it's just like, well, this is not a feature for me. I can just change the channel, change the
Time
input,
Warner.
and watch other.
Time Warner
Yeah.
Cable. You probably have to already own it. Have be subscribed to it within your home.
Yeah, so for me, it's like an unneeded feature because I can just sort of hit the input button on my remote and I'm watching all 300 channels.
And for Breezy
So with
and
the
Stryder.
Xbox One, you don't have to press the input button. You could
You're
stay on the
right.
same input.
Yeah.
Yes.
There is only one input on the back of it. Remember, I found that out. For Breezy and Stryder, though, I'm sure that this isn't going to work. This is going to be for the States only. Isn't that how it always goes?
That's
Always.
usually how it always is, yeah.
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 So I don't know. It seems like a bullet point that you can add on the back of the box, or just sort of send out to a few news outlets. But in the grand scheme of things, unless you have that one dude, bro, who's the ideal Xbox market, who represents the ideal Xbox market, I don't see how this is like that big of a deal.
This announcement or just Xbox One in general?
Both.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they do mention that you're exactly right, that it's going to require a cable subscription.
Yeah. So
I wonder if this means that now anyone can get Time Warner, that beautiful Time Warner subscription. That go on Twitter, find out how many people like it.
and so this is the wild thing. It's like not only do you have to have the subscription that you just verified, but then if you do want to watch it on Xbox, you've got to pay for Xbox Live Gold. so now you're putting TV behind a paywall, and all I would have to do otherwise is just flip the channel. But now
I can save Americans $1,000 a year. Send me. You know what? For a fraction of the cost, I will save you $1,000 a year for $500. You send me $500. You're keeping $500. You're making money. Don't buy the Xbox. Don't pay for Xbox Gold, because yes, it's all you're going to do is watch TV on it.
Yeah. Right. So
in a smaller window.
Exactly. Yeah. And you make a great point, and this is what I don't understand. This is like they're after a market that really escapes my understanding, because so let's say you are the ideal person. It's like, you know what, I can watch TV on Xbox, so this is cool. This is all for me. I don't understand the logic that says, like, well, I could just flip the channel and scroll through and see what's on TV, but instead I'm going to buy this Xbox. I'm going to plug my cable box into the Xbox, and then I'm going to pay another $5 or however much it is, $15, however much it is per month. It's $50 a year. I'm going to pay another $50 a year so that I can have the privilege of watching the channels I already have access to and already pay for through the Xbox.
Yeah.
Why is that okay with people? Like, for people, I don't understand.
Yeah, and this is also coming after
Their
them.
target audience has been dropped on their head a lot when they were small children. Perhaps ate a lot of paint chips, but definitely their target audience. I agree with you. It escapes me. I don't know. What person in their right mind thought, this is a fucking great idea. We're just going to charge them more for doing nothing.
Yeah.
To allow them to do what they're already doing without our box. But they'll buy it because it's the new Xbox.
Yeah.
I think that's
what I'm having a tough time understanding. And I don't think, I know people have gotten lazy, but I don't think we've gotten so lazy that we don't want to use a remote now to just flip through the channels. Because I think to play the devil's advocate, somebody who represents the Xbox division would say, well, now you don't have to pick up the remote and switch channels. You can just talk to the TV. It's just like, I'm not that lazy. I mean, I can press a button. I can press up and down.
You know what? Maybe they're doing this for like quadriplegics or amputees that don't have the ability to press buttons on a remote. They've lost their limbs in some horrific U.S. initiated military maneuver, and they've lost their limbs, and they're sitting there as a like that knight on Monty Python with no arms or legs, and so all he's got left is to talk to his TV. And this is an innovative thing for all of those armless, legless people out there that want to be able to switch channels like a normal person.
That's your target demographic.
Perhaps you're being very judgmental, Ham.
It is.
Very insensitive of you.
They're doing noble work here.
Seriously, Microsoft, if that is your target demographic, you're fucked.
But you did a very good job at it.
So it's kind of like, they probably paid a lot of money to get this bullet point put on the back of the box or whatever it is that they're trying to do, and it's just like, but I can already do that. You have to be a subscriber to get this feature.
That's one of those things that was supposed to have the strike-through font when they typed it up.
But it was underlined instead?
And yeah, it got missed, and they've run with it now because...
I can only assume with the way Microsoft's going, on the box is actually just written in crayon.
Letters are backwards.
Yes.
Bring your kids to work day. Not like
so
Apple
different.
words. Force your kids to work day.
That's what you did there. It'd be so different if the Xbox One came with the TV, because then it's like, oh, okay, great. It's all now. It really is all
comes
one
with the
box.
TV. It comes with it comes with the plasma TV.
But it
There's a
doesn't.
reason it has to be this way. It's because it comes with the TV.
Yeah. So then that's great, but it's like, hey, buy this box so you can do the things that you already did, but you have to pay us now to keep doing it.
Because we've got no other
idea.
ideas.
Go and give them an idea. An all-in-one Xbox is the next one. I'm calling it now.
Yeah, listen to the
Xbox with
TVs.
the TV.
Integrated right in.
That's the Zune 2.
Yes.
Yeah, so, another topic that actually falls right in line with this is something here that Twitch seems to be striking a deal with Steam, right? Now, they want, if I'm correct here, the idea is that you can then stream games from Steam in through Twitch?
Yeah. All this means is that you're going to be able to run Twitch in conjunction with a Steam game without being flagged as running a cheat or anything like that. So Steam, the Valve anti-cheat is not going to pick up Twitch.
And I guess it was.
Yes.
Okay.
And
So in other words, Twitch fixed a flaw.
No, I think what it's going to do now is open an avenue up where you can malicious people will utilize that same access that Twitch is going to have to create cheats. So I always think that people are going to do things not necessarily maliciously, but they're going to do things for their own interests. They don't care about anybody else. And I think that's what's going to happen here, where, people, this was created so that people could, stream their games that are on Steam without being flagged as a cheater. People are immediately going to start creating cheats and hacks and such. Yeah. Because that's what people do, and the little code kiddies and shit like that are going to fuck it up more for other people. Like they always do. Always do.
well, I'll tell you the way they're selling this one way, and then they've got plans another way, obvious plans, and they're starting off with Dota, and what I thought was like, oh, okay, so this is what's going to happen is this is going to be sort of like how the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One have this built-in broadcasting, how that's going to happen, and now that's going to be Twitch is going to sort of partner with Steam to have built-in broadcasting with Steam, and that's not what they're doing, not at the start at least. This is what they're saying is that this is a way that you can tie your Steam and Twitch account together so that when you are logged in on Twitch and you're watching a Dota game, a Dota tournament game, you're still eligible for item drops that you would get when you were observing the game through the actual game client. It's a weird system. I don't really play Dota too much.
I can spectate and earn dropped items?
Yeah. Yep, by doing that. You need to watch tournament games to be eligible for that. And you have to, I think you may have to buy a tournament ticket or something weird like that.
Oh, jeez.
It's a little convoluted for me, but that's the idea is that you can, once these accounts are tied together, you can watch something on Twitch and then actually receive an in-game item for that observation. Which that can happen if you're spectating the game in-game. That can still happen if you're spectating a tournament game, but now you don't necessarily have to open up the game client. You can watch it on Twitch and do that. And that's the way they're selling this. Eventually, I expect that it's going to be some sort of solid integration where you can actually sort of click a button and start broadcasting your games on Twitch, which, based on the article, Origin already has that function built in, but who would have known? I certainly wouldn't have, because I don't use it.
No, I didn't know that.
Origin. Yeah. Apparently on the Origin, you can just sort of click and start broadcasting on Twitch, but I don't know.
That's providing Twitch is actually working.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I
Which
think
is
probably
really
in time.
Dota 2. If I were to try and play the game, it would be more of it's a top-down. I want to say strategy, but what is it?
I don't play it much, so Breezy, you're probably more qualified to describe it.
I've
probably-
never played the game.
Can you call it
Okay.
You can't call it an RPG of any sort.
No. So I'll attempt to do justice to these types of games. These are competitive games. They are derivative of real-time strategy games, but slightly different. It's like a mix of tower defense and
Yeah.
strategy of some sort.
Yeah, that's why. I guess that's why I'm confused, because it is like strategy and. All right.
It's I'm probably butchering the description. A lot of people would say, it's much different from that.
Dota
but
2 combines real-time strategy with top-down perspective while incorporating leveling and itemization functions of a role-playing video game. You see? That's what I called it. All right.
yeah,
It sounds
Strategy
like a
and
game I do
RPG.
a lot of shouting at.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is what the big competition is. I could see that.
it's
Gonna try and give League of Losers a run for its money.
I've got some Dota 2 invites if you all want them. The game's going to supposedly be free to play for everybody really soon, but if you all want to try it beforehand, I've got a few invites left that I can give to you all. I start up the game and I spectate. I don't really understand how the game works. I don't care to understand. It looks very
You're
complex.
just trying to earn
and-
those drops. I got you.
Something
Just
so.
want free stuff.
It looks
All right.
cool. It looks cool to watch.
But hopefully these people aren't playing over in Sweden, because it looks like that Sweden is going to be adding tax. You know, like got to pay money in order to play in a LAN game. Now, if you play online, is that considered? No, I guess that's local area. LAN is local area network, not
Yeah.
online. Okay, so if you get together with one or more of your friends, you must go and make sure you have a permit, which can cost up to $5,000 before connecting to that other PC over that local area network router.
That seems unreal.
And forget it.
But-
Forget it if you're in the house with like some brothers and sisters who want to play games together. No gaming together.
So, yeah, the police are going to come knocking on the door like we've got reason to believe that you're operating a local area network here without a
Yeah.
proper license.
There you
Legal
go.
LAN.
Yeah, $5,000 to play in a LAN.
That's great.
Hmm.
And I just don't understand, like, where does that come from? What's the reasoning behind that? What crimes are you stopping by doing that?
Gambling. They think it's due to gambling. Somebody raised the argument that you can gamble on these events, and if you have to get a permit to throw dice or play cards, you have to get a permit
Yeah,
to
you
play
can
video
gamble
games.
I think it's targeting organized ones,
Probably.
not two guys or three guys in your basement, or six people like at your work or whatever, where they connect and play.
do people even do LANs anymore? I know they do the big ones, but I've never had someone go, "Hey, bring your computer over, we'll do a LAN," because everything's online now. It's nowhere near as popular as it used to be.
Right.
It says right here they equate LAN games with playing slots at the local pub.
That's really weird. That seems like a stretch, very much a stretch. There are the tournaments that happen in LANs where you can win money, but I would not call that gambling. You can win money in hardware and things like that. That's pretty much the breadth of it that I've seen.
Essentially, if you look at it that way, that's basically sport.
Yeah.
Sport. I mean, teams win prizes when they play in teams, like in football and things like that. So,
like here's the deal. I've been to QuakeCon quite a lot. And that's a pretty huge LAN party here in the United States. And I can never recall in all my years of attending people sort of spectating the audience saying, "Look, man, there's 10-1 odds that such and such is going to win," and people sort of start collecting bets. That never happens. Never. Where does that happen? I don't think I've ever seen that happen with any game. Where does the gambling fall in place?
I don't know. Take a look at what I posted in the chat window there. 1 to 10 computers is $400 permit. 1 to 10 computers.
DreamHack is the world's largest computer festival held there in Sweden, with live concerts, competitions in digital art and gaming twice a year. It holds the world's record as the largest LAN party. Blah, blah, blah. Where's the amount of attendees? Total number of participants were 21,000. In 2011, there was 21,000. Mm-hmm.
Well, I posted in the chat window the other very important stipulation there that states that it's only applies if the game is arranged for public or commercial purposes.
Yeah. See, there's prize pools here, like 2 million SEK, which I'm guessing is some sort of a...
I don't know. It's like a sandwich, right?
Yeah.
Wait,
playing games like Counter-Strike, StarCraft 2, Quake Live, League of Losers.
It doesn't cost money to participate in those tournaments, does it?
It does what?
I'm not sure on that.
Like,
Yeah, I think you probably have to put in a...
Do you? Registration fee or something weird like that?
Most of them do, yeah. Most of them have
I
fees,
gotta be
and
honest,
that's where
I've never been to a LAN, so
and
I
they
don't
get
know.
sponsors to pay for the fees, usually.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard of sponsors, but I thought the sponsors maybe just sort of gave them the hardware, gave them everything they needed, flew them out to places, took care of travel expenses. I didn't realize that maybe there were some registration fees associated with these game tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
Because usually it's just been like, for me, it's been like, hey, you want to participate? Sign up. We've got these slots open, and that's what you can win. I never had to pay anything.
Well, you're ham.
Yeah. I've been a no-show at quite a few tournaments. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to sign up and just never go.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, moving over to something else, we have Double Fine, who had their Kickstarter thing that caved in on them. All right. You remember
Kickstarter.
Perhaps you remember Double Fine, which is a development studio, small studio, but I don't know if I would consider it indie or not. It's tough to say. Anyway, they wanted to create this game. What was it called? Broken Age? No. Is that really the name of it? I think that is the name of it. Yeah, Broken Age was the name of the game that they wanted to create. Good name for it. They originally said, we want $400,000, and then we can create this beautiful game. And over the over the time that it takes to create this Kickstarter, by the time it ended, they had $3 million to make the game. All right. Now, let's go a few months forward, which is, what, 8 months or so? Something like that. And they ran out of money and can't finish the game.
Mm-hmm.
How's it possible?
No accountability in Kickstarter.
They wanted
Da, da, da,
400,000.
da, da.
They got 3 million. They ran out of money and can't finish. So that, yeah, this is Tim Schafer, right? Isn't that the guy who put this all together?
Yes.
Who's known for this?
Yep, that's the head of Double Fine.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody went on a holiday.
Yeah, that's a lot of Doritos of Mountain Dew, that is.
That's a lot of hookers and blow is what that is.
Yeah.
So what they're going to do is they plan on releasing a chopped down version of the game, like the beginning of the game instead of the whole thing.
Episodic.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And you get the first episode for free thanks to your sponsorship, even though they said that you would probably get more. At least they're giving you something. Therefore, Kickstarter can't, complain because he didn't give anything.
Even then, well, yeah, I guess the only thing Kickstarter
I
can
don't
do is if you don't give anything. But
There's something I heard recently, some principal or saying or something like that. Oh, here it is, Parkinson's law. That basically goes to say that your work will always expand to fill the amount of time you have available to fill the work. So a lot of people never get things done early because they stretch that work out to the time they actually have to do it. A lot of students know exactly what I'm talking about. And maybe that's what they tried to do here. It's like, oh, we got $3 million. We can make the game even better. So let's scrap our $400,000 idea and do something a bit more drastic. And then all of a sudden,
and they ran through 3 million instead of 400,000. Come on.
Yeah.
and still have nothing to show for it, though.
I think we brought up once before that the way the Kickstarter could possibly be better is milestones. Kickstarter releases some of the money as you reach your milestones.
Yeah.
That way people can still get some of their money back when something like this happens.
I think that's going to be the next sort of evolution of Kickstarter. Whoever ends up starting up another Kickstarter like, that's going to be the unique claim to fame is that we release parts of the money to you as you prove that you're doing the work. And why haven't I started my own thing with that feature? I don't know. I could call it laziness. Because it just seems reasonable. It seems like that should be the case. That should happen.
Here's the biggest problem, and I'm quoting from Kickstarter. Essentially, whatever money you've given to Kickstarter projects is a donation. Period.
Mm-hmm.
You're donating to them. You may be promised something in return, but there's no legally binding contract guaranteeing you'll actually get it.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that's the biggest sort of mental barrier for people. I'm paying you, and you're showing me something promising, something that's potentially
He didn't show
great.
anything. Don't you? If you remember the way this started, he might have had some drawings on a napkin or something like that. But I don't think he had that. I think he just said, "I'm going to make this game, and it's going to have all this in it. Give me money."
Yeah.
That's it.
So, but I'm saying that's the thing. That's people look at this, and what they hear is that, hey, I'm going to get this great thing. While Kickstarter is saying officially, like, this is what they're telling you, but you need to keep in mind you're making a donation, basically, and they may or may not deliver, like Stryder said. But that doesn't click together with a lot of people. That I'm giving you a donation for them. This is some sort of promissory note to say, like, you will deliver this to me.
I think in a U.S. court of law, you could change the argument and win, saying that, well, we expect it, and therefore, and win based on that. I don't know. It all depends on how good the lawyers are on either side.
Yeah. The best law you can buy. So I think that's weird, though. That's really weird. And have they come out with any sort of, like, apology or saying, like, we screwed up? Anything like that?
No, his statement
I don't think
is,
so.
I designed too much game. That's his statement.
This was too much for you all, so I'm gonna have to split it into chunks.
Yeah,
No.
I don't know.
Huh?
Yeah, there it is. You're right. I designed too much game. That's the only thing he said, isn't it? Well,
I designed too much game and I ordered too much fucking dope. Really.
Those two do not mix.
This dope is not gonna smoke itself.
I need your money to help me finish smoking it all. Jeez.
I think we should make a game. I thought about this yesterday. After seeing so many different game Kickstarters that all sort of reference old nostalgia type things, like, oh, remember this game you used to play? We're going to make it again, and we need your money to help to help make it happen. And that's usually sort of what a lot of these Kickstarter game campaigns boil down to. And I was thinking about making a game, call it Nostalgia, the Cash Grab. That's the subtitle. And we make a game and
Rip off every little bit of old
mash
nostalgia.
up
yes,
of all the old
rip off
games.
everything. And there's like a point system, but the point system looks like a little like unlock tiers. You know, you need this many points to unlock this next feature, and you have to do it before a certain amount of time. And that's
I've unlocked Mrs. Pac-Man. This is fucking stupid.
And so the subtitle of the game is called the Cash Grab. Nostalgia, the Cash Grab.
I love it. Get on it, Ham. Get on
We'll
it.
make we'll make it a freemium game.
Yes.
It was free anyways. Thank you for your donation.
If enough people buy it, we'll port it to other platforms. too.
To a platform you actually own.
We put
Yes.
microtransactions in it to change the color of Mrs. Pac-Man.
Yes.
Get her
That's
new
$5.
colored bows. Yeah.
She can be
Do
red.
that.
Yeah, do different bows.
And then finally
Comes
say we
in
could only
nice.
make the first level of Miss Pac-Man. That's all we had money for.
Yeah.
Give us more money and we'll make another level.
What would be awesome is at the beginning of the game, as the loading screen comes up, you get that the old dial-up screech of the modem.
Really fuck people up and put the name of the game, but then actually have a different game. So like, Mrs. Pac-Man. Hang on, this is fucking Snake. What's going on?
This can happen, guys.
All right, we have our buddies over at Respawn.
You could actually, just going back to that, you could actually fuck up probably a good 60% of all the Kickstarter projects by just releasing an emulator pack with all the titles, all the arcade classics in one. You remember this game and how great it was? Yeah, but it's already available here. Yep, but no, it's already available here. So. Now what are we gonna do?
Too good.
Too good, huh? All right. Respawn wants to talk about how they are making Titanfall and why it's only going to be an Xbox One exclusive game.
I instantly stopped caring then.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
it really was around the beginning of 2012 when we started poking around and saying, "Hey, are you guys going to come out with a new system?" Like,
Yeah, so
hear about that.
So moving into the next generation. of
basically
consoles,
what it comes down to
like,
is they got paid to
as we're building
do the
our
new system.
IP,
you know?
Our new technology, we can build it.
Stick with
that
us
technology
and
in mind.
So the
We'll cover you.
base
This-
power of the
this is the new
network
Gears of
now,
War.
both on the
Cool.
CPU side
Honestly, I
and
hope it
the
fucking
video
falls
card
on its
memory.
face.
It allows us to
Yeah, are they doing
too.
that because they're scared that the game won't make money if it goes on all platforms? Are they just thinking, Microsoft's going to pay us. At least we're making some money out of it. Sounds to me that they might be worried.
With good measure, it's Call of Duty again.
It is exactly Call of Duty.
Well, it's all we know how to make is Call of Duty, so.
So
So with the
this,
cloud processing power,
if this
This
doesn't come to
is
PC,
EA's way to get Call of Duty.
which will allow a much better experience.
maybe
for the
it's
player. And it also allows us to put
exclusive console as to Xbox One, because I
much more
find it hard to believe this is a Source Engine based game that's not coming to PC.
happen now in a multiplayer world are amazing, and it's really been exciting for us to take advantage of.
But if it really doesn't come to PC, then I think it probably will be like the first Source based game to not be on PC.
Wouldn't have even attempted to do it otherwise.
There's a lot of new capabilities beyond just like speed of.
Yeah.
That just are exciting
Yeah.
for our game. Obviously the back end stuff paramount to our game being successful.
They'll give you.
I mean-
they do have some other explanations in here, such as
So for Titanfall, there
to
will
avoid
be
cheating and stuff like that.
and-
But you know
Yeah,
that.
all the bullshit that they always throw out. It's funny though how they say even the wiki for it says that it's being published by EA for the Xbox One, Xbox 360, and Microsoft Windows.
and you move to an
So all of a
Okay,
sudden
so-
it's been scaled back to be
We
an
are
Xbox One
starting over with
exclusive.
this company in the
Yeah.
game. They're starting over in a lot of ways.
So yeah, this is Microsoft
It's a little rough going at times.
pissing themselves probably that we need something to keep people on our console. We need some sort of hit, and what better than to say, hey, these are the guys that made Call of Duty, and you love Call of Duty, right? So here's some more of the same, but set in the future, and it's gonna be exclusive.
And from a developer's perspective, it's easier. I mean, they don't have to cover all the bases that they would have to cover when it comes to doing something on the PC. Because when you're making a PC game, you're not just making it for the PC. You're making it for the PC that has infinite number of combinations of hardware and drivers associated with
Right.
it. So
And
it's
that
not
can be
as simple.
difficult.
Yeah, it can be. Well,
this-
frustrating.
this-
Yeah.
This news has to be like wrong or weird in some way, because wasn't Titanfall, didn't it show at the Sony conference?
Devoted to making the game
Like it was, I swore it was at the PS4 conference. I could be wrong about that, but
platforms.
that'd be really weird. A weird turn of events to show something at the PlayStation conference, and then all of a sudden,
Just opens a can of worms.
a month or so later, oh, it's not coming to PlayStation after all.
I don't think it would be too weird for Respawn to do
Not
that.
for them, no.
Contracts mean nothing. By the way, what we're talking about, if you don't remember, Respawn is the guys that left Activision, who were working on Call of Duty, right? It was Activision, and they just up and left and said, you know what, we're going to... Well, actually, they didn't up and leave. It was discovered that they were talking to another EA or something like that? They were talking to EA behind their back and saying that we're going to start our own video game company. Screw these guys.
Probably
Which
so.
is why I'm wondering where this, like that, I asked that, what's going on with that lawsuit, because
Yeah.
So it looks like I can only find that Titanfall was at the EA conference, so maybe not the PlayStation one. So I guess perhaps I'm wrong about that.
well, here's I've just doing some Google here. Kotaku's got the recent page from Game Informer, a cover from Game Informer, and it says that it is Xbox One, and it's being developed by these D-bags for Xbox One and PC. 360 version is being developed by somebody else. So, yeah, it will be available on PC. Xbox One might get it 2 weeks earlier than everybody else or some shit like that, like they always do, so that they can justify selling it to these.
Didn't I hear Battlefield doing something like that too? Like it's going to release somewhere first and then PC a week or month later or
They
something
always
like that?
do that, don't they?
No, I don't know.
Wouldn't surprise me
Just-
at all.
Maybe that's just to anyone in the UK.
All I'd say on this Titanfall is if you want to play a first-person shooter set in the future, just go and get Blacklight for free. Because that was a pretty good game.
Yeah, Blacklight is nice. I enjoy it. It's got some Call of Duty like elements. You die pretty quickly. It's like every gun pretty much kills you
Oh,
in a
it's
few
not
hits.
Call of Duty like then. You can't die. Can't die in Call of Duty.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you can do a 360 no scope.
All those little kids in their basements would fucking rage quit.
The only bit that I don't like about Blacklight is, I guess there's no sort of classic mode where everybody sort of has the same loadout or anything like that. Because it is fused with a marketplace. It is a free-to-play game, so there's a lot of guns you can rent and not buy.
Yeah, that was a weird system that they had going on there.
Yeah.
Rent a gun for a day.
Yeah. You can pay real money to do that. Or like in-game money. Or...
I think you can unlock them, but it just takes forever.
Yeah, okay. But I mean, even with that, the gameplay is nice. I found it to be fun. I haven't played it in a while, admittedly, but it was fun. And yeah, why not? Because they're mechs in that game too, right? There's
I don't remember it. You mean the new one, Retribution?
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah, there's. And
I think there are. Yeah, there are.
They're mechs.
There definitely is. Yeah.
So, let's go play that for free.
Huh. I was gonna try and see what comes up when I call the game and see some mechs, but I don't. Yeah. I don't see them. All right, I don't see them in the previews.
There's
okay.
Yeah, you do some stuff.
I'm pretty sure you're right. They definitely are, because they were fucking hard to kill.
Yeah.
All right. Another one out there. We have Watch Dogs. Watch Dogs has some game. Well, they don't actually have gameplay out there. Is that gameplay? Watch Dogs gets a first mission trailer. That's what it is. It's a trailer depicting what your first mission in the game is going to be. And if you remember, this is, well, all right, look. Blah, 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 your mission, blah, blah, blah. You got to go out there and blah, blah, blah. And then we come out to, I think at the very end it says,
948 Adam to squad, we're heading back.
Says something important, I thought. Apparently not. Or did I? Oh, that's actual gameplay. That. Okay, my mistake.
Greetings, hackers. Today marks a special occasion for us. Your first official mission. As you know, Michael G. Aronson has been amassing a vat. Let's hit this bastard where it counts. Your mission begins now. Further messages will follow.
Okay, where was the part? All right, doesn't matter. So this is the game where you walk around the town, and you have a phone that can hack anything. And you can even hack other phones and ATMs and stuff like that. And so that's what you're doing. You're trying to sneak around the town and hack things, and your first mission is to sneak around town and hack things.
Apparently you're also a murderer.
Yeah, it's Assassin's Creed, really, isn't it?
Yeah. With that trench coat, that seems silly, but I would love to see a mod where you have a trench coat on in the city. There should be a mod where you can go flash people. Like, and see if you can get away with it.
See what Ham likes to do in his spare time.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Oh, come on. This game just gives it to you.
I gotta say that I am interested in this game. I don't know if I want to pay money for it, so if there's a demo or somebody wants to gift it to me, but...
All donations welcome.
Are you fucking panhandling now?
It looks like it's got the same problem that Assassin's Creed has for me, where you walk around but you don't do an awful lot. And that bugs me.
Great observation. That is a lot of what Assassin's Creed was that I've played. Yeah, a lot of people are excited for it, though. Well, she's pretty excited for it. I'm like mildly interested, but not enough to put down any amount of money.
Now there's something in here. There's something in this article that says the mission is called Cracked for Cash, and the end result of the users cracking Ubisoft's code is that a real, actual ATM somewhere in Canada will begin spewing actual money.
Right.
Somebody's gonna get arrested for that
because they got absolutely nothing else to fucking live for there. They need free money, so they can stop bitching. Fucking.
Wow.
It's yeah, because they have a Canada-only mobile app.
So let's
I don't know, Stryder. I'd start downloading the app, assuming it's free, and start checking ATMs. Like you used to check payphones as you walked by them.
Because that'll happen. I wonder if it's going to be one of the high roller ATMs, which I didn't realize existed until until come up for a visit.
High roller ATMs. They only dispense like amounts like over 100 or something like that.
Hundreds. Yeah.
Really?
20s.
Yeah.
Hundreds only.
Nice.
I didn't know that existed.
Me either. Until I walked up to one, I was like, "Oh, that's all I can get. All right, I guess." But hidden behind the other wall was the one that dispenses 20s. They just want you to spend more, so get more cash. It worked.
So it's got some. It looks like some GTA type elements. And
yeah.
Hop in a car.
Run to the garage.
Again, a game I don't really enjoy that much.
Really? I do. Well,
I
enjoy
them. Once you've played one, you've played them all.
Yes, I enjoyed the older ones, and then I got bored with the newer ones.
I've liked Saints Row just because of how silly it is. Which I think when they give you the ability to hop in a car or punch anybody and do all this sort of stuff without real consequences, you've got to embrace the silliness. So I know I was half paying attention, but what did he do? He stole a car and parked it in the garage?
Yeah. Well, he did some hacking. He was found out. He jumped in a car, fled, got chased down, had to escape the authorities, and he did. Once he went to the garage, parked, jumped out of the car, and walked into the mall and hid amongst them like Assassin's Creed.
That's cool. So I'd like somebody to sell me on Watch Dogs. Like, why should I buy this game? The people who are fans of it, who are like, I can't wait to play this game. Why? What are you so excited about?
Well, we could ask Welshie, but he didn't bother to turn up.
Yeah.
Again.
I don't even think he's that excited about it. It's just he's trying to say he likes games just so that he can be one of us, because he's gone. And he comes up with these bullshit games. Yeah, I like this game. Everybody should buy this game. It's like, you know what? It's not that good. He's like, yeah, I just
goes for every game.
You know what? I'm going to say this game is really good and that I'm looking forward to it, just because then I'll have an opinion that you guys don't. And he's done no research, so.
I mean,
if he had, he'd be here to defend himself.
I don't mean to sound jaded or anything. It's just like, but just Assassin's Creed didn't really hold my attention, and this looks like Assassin's Creed in new clothes, and I'm like, why should I be excited about this?
Yeah, I don't play Assassin's Creed enough to say that it looks like it to me, but I do see some of the elements, such as, you know, walking among the other people and doing missions like that. I just see Grand Theft Auto.
But see, we've said that before about Assassin's Creed, that everything about that game is fantastic except the gameplay. And so if you take everything that's great about that game except the gameplay and you institute that into Grand Theft Auto, where I really didn't like that game. I just did nothing for me. What? You're still got a game that's got no meat. It's pretty. It's you know what? We're gonna do Assassin's Creed, and nobody's gonna die. Okay. The gameplay just got worse. Like,
you could be right. You could be right. That's what this is all about. They're trying to create a game where people don't get killed, and maybe they lost track of that along the way, but they still came up with something, right?
Isn't that Barbie's Horse Adventure or whatever the fuck that was that you played?
I don't know. You'd think Jane Austen was involved
Nobody
in this.
died there except
not
your
Jane
morals.
Austen. Jane, what's her name? McGonagall or something like that.
Jane McGonagall?
Jane McGonagall? With her...
Hang on, are we all about Nancy Drew?
Is that what it was?
Drew.
Was it Nancy Drew or
I did play
Barbie's
some Nancy
First
Drew.
Adventure or something? I can't remember.
Thank you, Morphus, for gifting me Nancy Drew, so I had to play it. Yes.
He opens up his libraries. You've got 3 minutes on Nancy Drew. That is 3 minutes of your life you will never get back.
Well, it could be worse. You could open it up and see you've got 400 hours on Nancy Drew.
My friends have been playing Nancy Drew. What? No, unfriend. Thank you, Steam, for making sure I know who can still be my friend. There is no judgmental bias there.
Okay.
That's a phone call you get in the middle of the night. Yeah. Just got to make sure that was your Steam account hacked? No? No. Okay. Bye. Unfriend.
I want to talk about that, but I can't because I couldn't get the video. All right. So we're going to not talk about that at all.
We can't talk about things that don't have video.
Especially when it says,
you would think we're making them up.
Video.
Yeah, it's especially if the topic is a video.
Yes. So Wolfenstein. Return to Castle Wolfenstein. Or no, Wolfenstein, the New Order.
Wolfenstein. A W is not a W, it's a V.
It is not going to be a mindless shooter.
Oh,
it's going to be more like Uncharted.
To be a mindless shooter.
It's going to be like Uncharted, they say.
That was a mindless shooter.
No, you know, there were points in there where you were hanging on objects and trying to figure out how to climb back up them.
Yeah,
right?
Stuff.
Great.
A game where you could like experience the world out of your own eyes, sort of.
Yeah. Well, Wolfenstein's a classic franchise, but
you know what?
He's not just shooting; he's sitting in a car trying to get through a checkpoint.
What they should do when people are talking about Wolfenstein, the game, they should have like 2 German spokesmen.
Yes.
That would get people pumped about playing another Nazi zombie game.
I guess I should show you the stuff that they gave me from E3, huh?
Yeah.
Who did?
Wolfenstein.
The Wolfensteiners?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll go get that for you.
Is there actually a Stein? Because that would be cool.
No, that would be good.
What are you drinking from? My Wolfenstein. Oh, it wasn't that bad of a joke. Please come back. We need some like elevator music.
I'm holding out hope for this game, but
okay, that loud noise brought to you. Let's see. We've got the Evil
Ham was
Within.
talking. You just rudely interrupted him.
I picked up the thing and nobody was saying anything. So there you go.
No, Ham was saying that he was holding out hope for this game. We were hanging on his next words, and what is that?
It says the Evil Within. The Evil Within. The Evil Within. It's a pin. Looks like a lighthouse. Or it's
they're handing out Nazi memorabilia.
If it's not if it's not a lighthouse, it's Bender from an cartoon series. Okay.
Futurama.
Futurama. There's your Wolfenstein.
The Evil Within.
It's
like
your
a
V.
belt buckle.
Your V logo.
The classic V.
Some sort of dragon or snake eating. It's a three-way snake eating thing.
It's a W.
No, this
with wings. It's a
circle
W with wings.
3 snakes eating each other.
Oh, that's like
that's
like that Caterpillar movie.
And then of course the lanyard that goes with it. But
the human caterpillar.
The human caterpillar, yeah.
Or centipede, not centipede.
Centipede, that's what it is. Yeah, you knew what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Gross fucker.
The 3 snakes eating each other, that's got to be related to the Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was the Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, it's got to be because, and I wouldn't be surprised if you got them all from the same event because Bethesda which does the Elder Scrolls, also is doing this Wolfenstein game. So it's probably Elder Scrolls related.
You got that memorabilia filed under the wrong file.
Yeah.
Amateur mistake.
It can't.
Amateur mistake. Now you're going to have to rearrange your filing system. Whole system's out of order.
All right. That is our hour, but I know that let's see, Ham wanted to talk about The Sims. He's a big Sim fan.
Yes, I love The Sims.
You and Foxhound would get along just great then.
Yeah. All right, stop
Like
playing your
punch
video.
you right in the eye.
So The Sims says there's going to be a big update for SimCity where you're going to be able to play offline. You won't have to be online all the time. Is that what the big deal is?
I think it was two things.
That's what they're exploring is, offline play, which was supposedly impossible because they built it into the core of the game. Remember those claims?
We knew it wasn't impossible because people hacked a way around it.
Exactly. But leave it to the official statement people to say that offline play is it's not a possibility because we built the game around online play. But the news is that they sent out surveys to players and saying, how would you all feel about offline play, bigger cities, and a couple other things.
Airships?
More expensive airships.
Having your soul back.
More DLC. And the idea was that this was sort of hinting at that they're going to provide these features in a paid-for expansion. So get this. If these features do come to fruition, it's more than likely going to be in a paid expansion. So if you have to buy the game, you have to always be online, but if you want to play it offline, now you've got to pay us more money. And that's the EA we all know and love.
Mm-hmm.
So, which is just weird. They release a game, take out features, and then sell them back to you. And that's
there's
supposed
not
to be
a
okay.
lawsuit in America.
I've heard
No lawyer in America has looked at this yet, saying, "Gee, I don't think that's a way for me to make any money."
I can't say it. Yep. There are $10 airships, by the way, in there. $10 to buy an airship to add to the game.
Yeah. How much does the game cost by itself? Like $50 or $60?
I think so. For that broken
that's-
game, yeah.
Yeah, a fifth or sixth of the price for one item as DLC, as a downloadable item.
And if you are a
It's
fan,
the Sims.
if you're a fan of SimCity, the previous SimCity games, then this game will make you cry.
It's amazing to me that they think this is okay. Like, as both a developer and an end user, they think that this is okay. It's okay as a developer to create this content and charge money for it, and they believe that as a end user, this price is fair and it's okay, and this is something that as a user, people should be excited about and want in their game for that price. It just amazes me how far off the mark they are. And it amazes me even more that there are people out there who actually support their theory by buying this stuff at this price.
Well, it amazes me that you don't see a lot of developers walking out because games are doing this. Like, surely there must be people making these games that are thinking, this isn't right.
Yeah.
I'm fucking off. But you never hear about it. Everyone's just like, oh yeah, I'll fucking make it then.
Right.
I don't understand.
Yeah, it really boggles the mind. I guess this acts like this is why we need to support independent developers who charge a fair price for what you're getting.
You know what? I'm going to change that a little bit, and I'm going to say why you should support independent publishers.
Yeah, I'd extend it there.
Because if you're an independent developer and you're publishing through EA,
yeah,
I don't know.
Things like
it's different. Yeah, it mixes the message.
So yeah, just to support fair prices. There are too many people who play games who don't speak with their wallets, and it's about time that we collectively, as people who play games, really do that. Because if not, stuff like this is going to keep happening. Where all of a sudden, that Airship DLC is going to be released as a separate game now with a separate game price.
I hate to say it, but we just need the game industry to fall on its ass. I would happily have no games for a couple of years and just see everything crash around.
We've already had no games for a couple of years.
We're used to it now.
It needs to. I concur with you. It needs to crash so it's back at rubble, so that something can rise from the ashes of this fucking travesty of an industry that we're paying $60 for $5 phone games. What is wrong with that picture? And it's because they've weaned us off of quality, and the quality that was coming from the independent developers and the modding communities and things like that. They've quashed that by removing the tools and removing the ability, and it's destroying this industry.
You know, one of the independent game that has moved on, you made me think of it when you talked about phone games, is Limbo is now on iOS, iPad, and iPhone.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys remember that. I think it was originally released as an Xbox Live Arcade game. Then it made its way over to Steam and is now on iOS.
But that's regressing.
For them, it's not. But if you look at it as if you take a step back and think of it, yeah, in a way it is regressing. For them, it's not regressing because I know that there are a lot of things that you have to overcome in order to get the game to work on an iPhone. And number two, for them, it's also expanding the audience.
Yeah.
So that they're selling a few more copies.
Yeah.
Selling. It's a $5 game.
I'm not completely certain how many people that were interested in Limbo, that knew of it and were interested in it, don't already have it for some other platform, and will prefer to get it on their phone. But I'm sure there's going to be some curious people out there who are going to buy it. So yeah, they're going to expand their audience. The game was in development for forever, so for me, it's like, you know, it was in limbo. Yes, they should just release it on everything they can.
I don't remember it being like in development forever. I just remember all of a sudden it showed up on Xbox.
Believe me, sir, it's been in development forever. In fact, I thought the project was abandoned. I've got an email that I sent to the guy. I think his name is Art Jensen or Art something. Arndt, maybe. I've got an email from this guy asking him, like, hey, there was this video for Limbo from like 4 years ago, and there's been nothing ever since. Is the project still in development? And I got like an email a day or two later saying, yeah, still in development. And then it came out like 3 years later. It was in development for a long time.
Arndt, A-R-N-T.
There's
his name. The other guy is Dino.
Yeah, so there's an email somewhere. I'm like, hey, I want to make a game like this if you aren't going to make it yourself.
Denmark.
First showed up in 2010 at E3.
I think my email is from 2007, though.
Yeah, that's the first I'm seeing of that. There we go. Let's see what Wikipedia says. Wikipedia knows everything. Released in 2010 as a platform exclusive. When did it start development? Hello. Started in 2004. Written in VB.
Written in Visual Basic?
Originally written in VB.
Nice.
I can't find the email anymore, but
they have 20 people in the office. That might be current. I think that's current. They started in 2006. Yeah.
That's the only people in the world who still use VB.
I've got the email as a contact here, but I can't find the email. But I used to have it.
You rage. deleted it.
Yeah, probably
Rage
deleted it. But I'm sure it was like in 2007 when I, or earlier, when I emailed this guy, like, what's going on with the game? But so for them, even I bought the game, played it like 20 minutes, and I was like, I'll come back to it. Never did. But I support them. Just release it on whatever. I'm sure that they've reached profitability, but for it being in development so long, they just deserve for it to be everywhere it can be.
Okay. Does anybody have anything else they want to bring up before we wrap it up? Close the show? Call it quits? Cash it in?
Buy the farm. Off ourselves.
Off ourselves, yes. Okay. On that note, I will thank our host for taking the time out to chat today. Thank you, Ham, for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you. And Breezy, thank you very much for joining us today.
No problem.
Thank you, Stryder, for joining us today, this morning.
Always an adventure.
All right, then finally, I am going to thank you, the listeners, the fans of MODSonair.com, and the subscribing members of MODSOnline.com for making the show possible. We'll be back next Sunday, same time, same place. Have a nice week.
Same back channel.
Thanks for watching this week, and come back next week when we will broadcast another live show. Details for this and all past episodes can be found at MODSonair.com. We welcome your feedback via email at mailbag@modsonair.com. And please consider subscribing to modsonline.com to support our show. The opinions expressed by individuals on this program are not necessarily the opinions of our sponsors, owners, or partners.
And then finally something to make you say,
What the fuck?
And so I did some time to get home control, and I think to myself, I'm all alone. And then I saw a cute little piggy.
Did you sing this last night, Han?
So I
should have.
me all the way back to the factory, and then I screamed at the top of my lungs, best friends with no one. And I said, I said, hey, best friends with no one. And I said, I said, hey, let's get this cooking on.
This is not what I was expecting it to be.
Oh my God, a fried over pork. It's a tasty fusion. And he grills.
It's cooking pork. Making ham. Okay. And on the same topic, here's an interest sign to go for it. Exercise? Exercise? Eggs are sides. Or bacon. Okay. Enough.